Every year in Scotland, 1 in 5 children attend accident and emergency units as a result of an unintentional injury. Injuries that could have been prevented. Some of these injuries are serious, some are minor, but this has a huge impact on a child's life. I'm a home safety officer, and my job is to try and help people so that they don't hurt themselves in the house. More accidents happen in the home than anywhere else, which is why we really want to try and raise awareness about home safety to the young children to ensure that they're aware of potential dangers within their home and what they can do to take avoidance action. These are all hazard signs. When I go into a class, one of the first things that I ask the children is what a hazard is. So I'm looking for them to describe something that is potentially dangerous or something that could hurt them. And they're really, really good at being able to give me examples of hazards, for example, that are hot, hazards that are sharp, chemicals, etc.
I learned about all the different hazards in the house and what we do to keep safe.
And then ask them to try and name some hazards, potential hazards within their own home.
Some of the hazards that I learned about were the iron, the cooker, the microwave.
Dishwasher tablets. What could a young child think they were?
Chocolate.
Speaking to children this young about the hazards at home is really worthwhile. It was pitched at a fantastic age group. The children in here are 6, 7 and 8, and when Anne came in with her puppet Ben, their faces lit up.
And this is my special friend Ben. Would you like to say good morning to Ben?
Good morning, Ben.
They love Ben because Ben has a cut head, a burnt hand and a broken leg, and they're all quite horrified that he's had all these 3 injuries. Will I tell you what happened to Ben? How he got his injuries, and you see if you can tell me what Ben could have done to avoid these accidents, okay? They're also given the scenarios leading up to Ben's injuries, and they've then got to problem solve and try and tell me what Ben could have done to avoid his injuries.
He was playing with his cousin and he left one of his toys on the stairs, and he ran down the stairs to get something and he tripped on it. Ben could have avoided having that accident if he had taken his toy and put it away.
Potential danger.
I show the children a short DVD of Safety Cat, who starts off with 9 lives. However, during the showing of the DVD, we see Safety Cat lose life after life as he encounters dangers, doesn't take the correct action. For example, we see him drinking bleach, which he thinks is lemonade, unaware that it's a chemical. So the children are watching this and recognising that Safety Cat could in actual fact have taken appropriate action to avoid hurting himself in that way.
The children were really keen to watch the DVD today, which put across a very serious message. The expressions on their faces were quite alarming at some points, but because it was done in such a humorous way, I think it helps the message get across.
I enjoyed the film the best because it shows you how dangerous things are. As though the film was funny, it had a serious message.
To conclude the session, I have a question and answer session. Some of the questions being: who has more accidents in the home, where most accidents happen, what is the biggest cause of injury for boys and girls having to go to hospital?
Well, the most common place for accidents is happening in the living room, but the most dangerous ones are in the kitchen.
After I leave the class, the teacher's left with resources to hand out to the children. They also take home a letter and a safety checklist. It's essential that we engage the parents in the Home Safety Cadet programme. They're the children's role models. Though a huge amount of work is done in the class, it's the parents that are going to be able to develop this and carry it through for the children.
The children have thoroughly enjoyed the home safety talk today, and they'll go home this evening with their checklists. They'll get their brothers, sisters, parents involved. The main thing is to get the adults at home on board, to go through the checklist with their children, to generate discussion about hazards within the home, how these can be prevented.
When I go home, I'm going to talk about it to my wee brothers and sisters, and I'll go for a home safety checklist with my mum and dad so they know more about safety.
Hopefully through the Home Safety Cadet programme, through the work that we're doing in schools, we'll be able to see a reduction in the number of admissions to accident and emergency units for not only children but for all people through being injured in the home.